Okay, welcome to another drive-through rundown. I just got my copy of Forcemaster versus Warlord. It's the first expansion for Mage Wars. I've actually had a chance to play this a few times. I was a playtester for this expansion, so to kind of take my opinion with a grain of salt, I'm a big fan of this game. But I've had a chance to play both of these characters in here. You've got the Forcemaster on this side and the Warlord on that side. You can see the Forcemaster is sort of like a telekinetic type of character. They're going to use a lot of telekinesis, force bubbles, kind of pushing. Don't have a whole lot of creatures that they are involved with, not a lot of summoning. But on the opposite side here is the Warlord. They're going to have a ton of creatures, just massive amounts of creatures, lots of special abilities to go along with those creatures, and then each of these are going to have a little bit of an augmentation, abilities and spells to go with them. This one's got some telepathy, some mind control type of stuff, and these guys got some direct attacks and some special weapons that he can use. So let's take a look at the box and then we'll see what's going on. So I don't usually do an unboxing, but I figured I would here. These are some of the chits here. Some of these are repeats here, like you've got Burn and Sleep. Those are from the base game. You got a little initiative token there. Here you can see there's a special chit here for the vet. Now when the Warlord here, one of his soldier creatures, that's a special kind of creature that he can have. When it kills another creature in combat, you're going to put a little vet token, and it's going to kind of like level up that creature. It's a pretty cool little mechanic there. So you get this little set of tokens there, and then I already unpacked the cards here. We've got 2 stacks of cards. These are mostly to do with the Beastmaster, and then this little stack here is mostly to do with the Force. Not the Beastmaster, the Warlord. This guy plays so much like the Beastmaster, I always call him the Beastmaster. So the Warlord and then the Forcemaster stack of cards here for the most part. And then you've got 2 really nice looking spell books here. And so let me unpack everything. I'll go over some of my favorite cards, some of the key aspects I like about both these types of characters, and then go from there. So first let's take a look at the Forcemaster here. Now she is basically like a defensive wizard in my estimation. So to emphasize that point, let's take a look at this ability here. So trained in the Mind School of Magic, non-mind creature spells cost triple. So when you're going to go put a creature spell in there that's not a mind school, it's going to cost you a whole lot more. So very anti-creature in that sense. There's not a whole lot of mind creatures. She's also got a built-in once per round deflect here. It's basically you roll 7 or higher on attacks and you can avoid them. Also a little ability to pull creatures towards her. So that's her special abilities on the card there. Next we have a mind weapon. And this, in all respects, is basically a creature. So this is an autonomous weapon here that you need to pay an upkeep of 1. So 1 mana every round that this is out. But this is going to attack for you. And then here we've got sort of the granddaddy spell of this character here. So it's got an upkeep of +X. And so let's look at this. You control this creature. So you're going to target a creature here. Mind control can only be revealed between action phases, and the controller must be within 1 zone of mind control. When mind control is revealed or removed, place a stun condition on the creature. Target creature's level equals the amount to control. So you can kind of take over and basically kind of keep that creature at bay there. And you've got Charm, which is similar. Upkeep of +1, Mind Mage only. And so this can only be revealed during between action phases. If the controller of a charm attacks and damages the creature, you're going to destroy that charm. So it's almost like it's a sleep, but it has a lot of upkeep, and you're going to spend a lot of mana quicker than you might think to keep those up. And then we've got some force attacks here. We've got Force Crush. So this will kind of keep it at bay as well. And then we've got a Force Field here. This is a defensive here, another upkeep idea. So you're going to have 3 Force Field tokens on it, and during the upkeep phase it gains 1 token to a maximum of 3. And whenever you are attacked, before the attack step, you must remove the token, then you cancel that attack. So this is very, very good for defense. It's going to get you out a lot of jams, so that's a good card there. So here's another interesting guy. This is an invisible character here. So it's got the invisible trait there. Forcemaster only epic, which means you can only have 1 of these. And so basically you can't target this guy at all directly until it makes an attack. Once it makes an attack, it's going to appear, and then you can target it. So here we got some more attacks here. Let's see, Force Bash, Force Push, Force Wave. It's kind of like he's using the Force like a Jedi. Force Push again. Mass Sleep this time. So place a sleep condition marker on each non-mage living creature in the zone, so you can sleep a whole bunch. Very expensive to do, but it's there. And then you've got some more attacks here. So you got a force hammer attack here. You know, six dice plus a possible stun. Invisible fist, another mind attack. So a lot of direct attacks, sort of, you know, sort of like a wizard. And then here's sort of a big creature here. She not really has anything to do directly with the mind mage there, but that's a big daddy creature there. Let's see, it's cost you 21 to get her out. And she's got a lot of health and some different attacks there. And she's flying. Flying's always good. So next we're going to take a look at the Warlord. And I will say that the Warlord is probably my favorite creature to play in the whole game. Previous to this, the Beastmaster was my favorite. I just like getting tons of creatures out and filling the board with a bunch of stuff. But I think this one is my favorite now. It's got a little bit more to it, some special abilities and things here. So as I said at the beginning, you've got the veterans idea here. When you put a vet token on there, it gets a +1 melee and +1 armor, so that can be good. You've also got what are called battle orders here, and these are sort of spells that you can cast on your turn as a quick action or as a regular action, and you basically are going to buff up your troops. So you can give them the charge trait, the range trait, or you know, +1 range, +1 armor and melee, and so that's going to cost you a mana. And you can do that. And there's also this weapon, or excuse me, equipment here that'll go along with it. So it's a Warlord only. It's this Horn of Gothos. This is just an awesome a little thing. Now it does use up both your weapon slots, both your hand slots. So let's say what this says here. Whenever the Warlord uses his Battle Orders ability, he may pay an additional 3 mana on top of the 1 mana during the cast spell step to extend the spell's range so that it affects all soldiers in the arena. So this is pretty cool. So I like this whole idea of sort of rallying your troops and you know, massing them there. So you got a nice war sledge there, and then this is a really cool card here. So this is like a catapult here. This is a Kiro's hammer, and basically you're going to put a 1 load token on it at start, and then each upkeep phase place 1 token on it up to a maximum of 2. And then before any friendly action phase, you may remove 2 tokens to make 1 of its 2 attacks. So it's a catapult you're going to kind of load up, and it's going to start launching attacks. Really awesome. Here's another nice piece, and these are really cool, I think, because these are constructs. You know, these are going to sort of change up the battlefield in some of the similar ways that walls do, and things like that. So you're making a real sort of you know, effect on the terrain in some respects with these. So this one is Archer's Watchtower. So basically, the gist of this is you're going to climb a guy up there, he's going to have range, and he's going to get a little bit of a bonus to his range attacks shooting from there. So that's really, really cool. I really like stuff like that. So here's Barracks. This is sort of like the spawn point for the Beastmasters, except this is for the Warlord. You know, your soldiers are going to come out of that. Again, you know, pretty cool. You know, you just summon a building. Here's another thing, so whenever you summon a creature, instead of summoning it where you are, you can summon it in this garrison post. Also nice for, you know, tactically getting things out. Caltrops, I mean, I think you can tell I really like this guy. You know, you can just lay these little traps for people when they're going to walk on. Quicksand, this is an awesome spell. This is actually an earth spell, but I just really like this. So basically, the creature comes on here, target is restrained and gains the unmovable trait. At the end of each action phase, place a sync token on Quicksand. When there are 4 tokens on this, you destroy this and the creature. And then as a quick action, the creature who's stuck can roll a d12, and subtracting 1 for each token that's on there. On an 8+, you destroy the Quicksand. So this is cool. I just really like, this is really indicative of the whole, you know, super thematic aspects of this game. You know, you just kind of summon Quicksand, they're stuck, they're trying to fight to get out. If they don't get out, it's going to swallow them whole, and then they're gone for good. And I just want to take a look at some creatures here. You've got this dwarf here. He's a soldier creature, so all of those battle commands and things are going to work on anything that has a soldier attribute there. He's kind of standard there. Here's a Goblin Builder. Now he can actually do some repair, so any of these constructs here that you've built up, if they've taken any damage, this guy can spend an action to repair them. Now here's a guy I really like. He's a soldier as well. He's a legendary guy, and he's got this really sort of long distance ranged attack. I really like to use him in my deck. This one here is sort of a counteract to the Forcemaster, because he has psychic immunity. So a lot of the spells that she can do on creatures aren't really going to have any effect on this guy because he's just a lump of dirt. So this is a definite counter to that, because she's going to be kind of mind controlling your creatures. Well, she can't do anything about the Iron Golem that way. Here's another guy like Ludwig Boltstorm. He's legendary. He's got a triple strike thing, or it's unavoidable. So this guy's pretty cool. And then here's sort of the big daddy on this other side. I showed you the flying sort of angelic creature. This is Thorg here. He's a chief bodyguard, and he can actually sort of taunt and get other creatures to come after him. He's a big guy, got lots of health and a pretty nice size attack. Fortified position. This is another one that I really like from this guy. All friendly corporeal creatures, people that has physical substance, get +2 armor. This is nice. Fortified position. You can build up a nice sort of a defensible position, like it said. Mind shield. Here's another counter to the Forcemaster. So Mind shield may be revealed during the counterspell or void attack step. It may cancel a psychic spell or psychic attack. And then you basically can, destroy enchantments in the same way. So that's a good counter to that. So that's going to be one that people are going to sort of have to, keep one or two in their spell book. All right, here's another cool spell. It's an earth spell, but it's an earthquake. I'm not going to read you all the text here, but basically you target a line of zones, and it's going to do some damage to everybody. It's a fairly good amount to cast it, but so this is cool. I just like that fact of the earthquake and the quicksand and all that kind of stuff. Sniper shot, and I'm kind of doing this to show you the really nice art on here too. You get a little bit of bonus to your range, and then we got some more earth attacks. A lot of earth attacks in this set, it seems. So you got a hail of stones. You can throw these in here like that, and you've got a hurl boulder. I like that there's some different, they're trying to play with these different elements. So there's that, and there's a renewing spring, sort of a healing zone. Instead of casting a direct heal, now you've got some zones to heal, and then you've got this giant earth elemental guy. And look at the health on that guy. He's just got a ton. And then he's non-living. He's burn-proof. He's immovable. He's slow, but he's going to hit hard. I mean, he hits with 7 dice, for goodness sakes. It costs 20 to get out, and you can see it's going to cost you 5 spell points if you're an Earth guy. But if you're not, it's going to be double. So, really cool character. Okay, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you I could get everything back in here. With the insert, everything's going to fit. I do have the first core tome. I don't have the second one yet. I got a pre-order that's waiting to come through. But then you can just put the board in there, and everything's going to go back in. And then just so you don't think I'm lying about being a playtester, there we go. There's my buddy Brian. We two play tested it. So anyway, everything fits back in the box nicely. You got some good stuff. And look forward to more expansions coming out soon. I know they definitely have some cool stuff coming up. That's the first one, though. I definitely recommend picking it up if you're a fan of this game. Thanks.